Hello. Happy Sunday. Hasn't it been sunny? It's been very nice. Sitting in the garden, if you have a garden. Nice to see you all. Now we're starting a new story tonight. We are starting Miss Spicks' Trike of Terror. Miss Spicks' Trike of Terror tonight. I hope that you're all having a rather lovely Sunday. Now, I'm obviously reading World's Worst Teachers at the moment, but if any of you have got any favourite books or anything that you would like me to read, then tell me in the comments below, or email me. Let me know if there's anything you'd like me to read. So the next book after this, and I'll be happy to read if I have it in my library. I have quite a lot. If I don't have it, I can't read it. So today we're going to start Miss Spicks' Trike of Terror. And again, this will be in 3 parts. Now, Miss Spicks, she works at Spottington School. And she is the librarian. Yes. So she looks after the books. Miss Spicks' Trike of Terror. In a world of horrible teachers, one in particular stands out for her wickedness. Step forward, or rather, roll forward, Miss Spick. The lady may have been elderly, but she had lost none of her power to instill fear into the hearts of all the pupils at Spottington School. Miss Spick's eyes were as black as coal. Her skin was as white as snow. Her tongue was as long and thin like a snake. When she spoke, her s's would be sinister. The librarian always rode her 3-wheeler mobility scooter along the aisles of books as fast as it would go. Look, she's gone zoom. Kids had to leap out of the way to avoid being run over. Being run over by a mobility scooter is not as much fun as it sounds, and it doesn't sound much fun. Despite the wounded children strewn across the floor, the librarian kept her library impossibly neat and tidy. It's just like mine. All the book spines sat on the shelves in perfectly straight lines, in strict alphabetical order. There was never a speck of dust or a spot of dirt to be seen anywhere in the Spottington School library. Miss Spick enforced a strict policy of no browsing. How can you not browse in a library? Signs reminded you this at every step. In fact, there might have been even more signs than there were books. Books were to be taken out or left well alone. When they were returned, the librarian would pull her magnifying glass out of her drawer and thoroughly inspect them for any damage. Without fail, Spick always found some. When she did, you had to pay. There's a fold line at the top of page 177. Fine. There's discoloration on the back cover caused by exposure to sunlight. Fine. There's a greasy smudge from a thumb or a particular stubby finger on the inside front flap. Fine. Spick determined the fines herself. They would vary wildly. The librarian would stare down at your shoes and determine from the state of them what she thought you could afford. Scuffed? 10 pence. Highly polished? £10. The money would then be snatched off you and stuffed in Spick's special tin. The tin was huge, more like a treasure chest, and was full to bursting with cash. every child at Spottington School had fallen foul of Spick's greed, except 2. The Tang twins. Tom and Tim Tang were child geniuses. Look. Tom and Ting Tang. Twins always received 100% in all their tests. The bullies called them nerds. No matter. These nerds were sure to invent some sort of supercomputer, become billionaires and take over the world. The Tangs had been dabbling with all kinds of inventions already, and even though none had quite caught on yet, they had created internet for cats, flying sheds, invisible hairdryers, exploding cricket balls, self-boiling eggs, night vision goggles for bats, electric flip-flops that walk themselves, nuclear-powered umbrellas, hair-free dogs, and inflatable socks. Inflatable socks. The Tang twins worked 10 times harder than anyone else at school. They were so studious that they had never been told off in their lives. So it will come as no surprise to you to learn that whenever they returned a book to the school library, it was absolutely spotless. Needless to say, this turned Spick incandescent with rage, as it made it impossible for her to find them. Nevertheless, she amassed a fortune from all the other kids. But what did an elderly school librarian need all this money for? To soup up her mobility scooter, of course. Keep up! The kids gave the beast of a machine a nickname. This is it. It's the Trike of Terror. Trike of Terror. It was terrifying with all its modifications. It had blindingly bright headlights, had a cage at the front which was big enough in which to put a small child. It had a bull bar, a black respray, a booster battery, go faster stripes, racing tyres, snakeskin seat, had a parachute at the back for an instant stopping in an emergency, and a revolving number plate in case, going 100 miles an hour, she whizzed past a speed camera. Look. Look at that. And look, these are all the bills here, look. This is her bill list. And on the bill list, it says to pay for all these modifications, Miss Spick began imposing on-the-spot fines in the library for all kinds of spurious reasons. 10p for returning a book 1 second too late, whispering too loudly. 20p. Sneezing on a book, 75p. Looking as if you were about to sneeze on a book, 65p. Dropping a book, £20. Having an untucked shirt was 55p. Leaning on a bookcase was 25p. Yawning, 5p. Pulling a book off the shelf by hooking your finger over the top, X, rather than by pinching the spine with 2 fingers. Correct. £8.50. Sharpening your pencil and thereby disturbing the piece, 95p. Sucking on a mint, 35p. Bringing a can of fizzy drink into the library, which is strictly forbidden, £1.25. Having a head shaped like an egg, 15p. Using a too scratchy pen, 30p. Dropping a crumb on the carpet, 1 penny. Smiling without prior consent, 40p. Smelling of cheese, 80p. Tapping the desk, 85p. Breathing more than your fair share of air, 90p. Picking your nose, 50p. Picking your nose and eating it, £1. Picking, licking, rolling and flicking, £2.50. And breaking wind, £100. It's a lot of money, isn't it? It's a lot of money for a pop. And tomorrow we will find out what else happened. So, I will see you tomorrow. The start of our Easter holidays, even though it's very much like every other day. But it is the start of the Easter holidays nonetheless. So we'll be back for part 2 tomorrow. Sleep well. Bye-bye.